As a young citizen of India,
Very good morning to
as a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I'm joining Shobhit University. What about you?
very good morning to all the participants from India and abroad. Shobhit Institute of Engineering, Technology, Meerut, deemed to be university, and it's a centers of excellence, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Application, and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, in association with African Asian Rural Development Organization, (ARDO), New Delhi, organize this weekly international webinar series on open source digital technologies towards self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Today is the 84th edition of the webinar series. 23rd July 2022, on every Saturday, this program is being conducted between 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Indian Standard Time. On behalf of the Honorable Chancellor, His Excellency the Secretary General, African Asian Rural Development Organization, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the faculty members of the university, and on my behalf, and as Professor Emeritus and Chairman of the Centers of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Applications, and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, and Center for Health Informatics and Computing. Let me welcome our guest speaker of today's webinar on the topic, Drone Technology Ecosystems Empowering Smallholder Farmers in India. Our guest speaker is an young entrepreneur recognized by the international world, Mr. Rahul Singh, founder and CEO, Lycan Aerospace Private Limited, Bengaluru. I wish to inform the participants and the guest speaker that under this international webinar series, these two centers of excellence, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Applications and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, have organized 83 lectures so far on various topics of interest. Open technologies to provision simple and economical IT infrastructure. A roadmap for students using free and open source software and reaching goals of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Open source, free and open source adoption and business models. Open data platform for smart digital government. Technology imperatives, make in India for self-reliance. Edge artificial intelligence. Data governance for self-reliant India. Digital India transforming governance and society. India's email service, citizen@indiamail.com in 22 constitutionally recognized languages. Ecosystem architecture for digital transformation. Education system cyber critical infrastructure. Seizing opportunities in open innovation and value creation network in the digital world for self-reliant economy. Ensuring food safety and compliance through technology. Digital India, urgent need for semiconductor manufacturing in India. Technology, investment in agriculture value chain, role of foreign direct investment. Entrepreneurship and skill development, AI design pathways, the rise of platform economy, revisiting value chain governance, era of automation, industrial robotics, Industry 4.0, Indo-German perspective of technology transfer, skill gap analysis and opportunities, role of artificial intelligence in healthcare, current developments in diagnosis and vaccine research, digital agri-tech and agri-startup perspective, health informatics network value chain, e-health system and beyond. Mr. Rahul Singh?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Leveraging emerging technology network value chain, e-health, leveraging emerging technologies for ensuring transparent and traceable agri and food supply chain. Unleash the power of citizen development for enterprise software development. The e-governance models towards sustained quality services to citizens backed up by technology. Indian MSMEs to adopt Industry 4.0 technology capabilities, urgent need for mentorship and accelerator program, building public digital platform using microservices and APIs, health informatics network value chain, early childhood development and learning, health informatics network value chain, clinical AI, clinical artificial intelligence, interface between machine learning and health informatics. Health informatics network value chain, importance of social medicine and community health in the times of health emergency. Gravity filter, a simple low-cost solution to the drinking water treatment in rural India. Open source GovTech startups empowering growth with automation. Digital transformation in small enterprises and small businesses of India, challenges and opportunities. National Digital Twin Program, need for a robust geospatial infrastructure. Industry 4.0 in MSMEs, benefits of indigenously developed CollabCAD, a software from National Informatics Center. Mass serialization, anti-counterfeiting solutions to fight illicit trade. Cybersecurity, risk, challenges and solutions, intelligence approach to reduce cyber risk. New Internet IPv6 root server toward Atmanirbhar Connected Bharat. Indian startups, reflections and possible policy interventions needed for scaling up to Gram Panchayat, blockchain and crypto for digital assets platform, pathways for global trade. Robot as a service, leverage technology to solve enterprise challenges. Space startups, connecting to international markets with the emerging business model. Enabling technologies for future vision. Vivekananda Secondary Education and Skill Development Mega Project. Its potential impact on rural entrepreneurship and the rural economy in India. The Sports Grail, a digital sports media platform and prospects of Indian sports industry sustainability model at a global level. Pharma 4.0, Industry 4.0 applications to pharmaceutical manufacturing, path to a digital transformation. Accelerate and scale non-linear growth through partner ecosystem. Technological renaissance and human capital, a perspective. Health informatics network value chain, medical outreach, challenges and potential. Beyond COVID-19, revitalizing micro and small enterprises, project management essentials, launchpad for future CEOs and startup founders, and beyond. Society 5.0, a new society beyond Industry 4.0 and post COVID-19. Smart village oblique community, African ICT oblique IoT lesson. Digital economy, ways and means to protect and empower for self-reliance. Pragmatic ways for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Pragmatic ways for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Democratization of essential services by using sustainable energy as a catalyst. Transforming India through relevant education and vocational training. Digital technology in simplifying citizen life. Online learning during the pandemic and its future. Smart microeconomic zone, pathway for self-reliance at village level, Atmanirbhar village. Crime prediction support system. Knowledge management for development partnership to achieve the sustainable development goals, SDGs of the United Nations, and implementing the Agenda 2030. Millet value chain from IoT to blockchain, a traceability roadmap. Aspirational district program in left-wing extremism affected district, a successful model of data-driven governance. Digital agriculture supply chain and trading hub, a geo-economic perspective. Market-driven agriculture, need for development of crop-specific strategic at block level. An open agri network to unlock the $1 trillion plus potential of Indian agriculture with smallholder farmer. Developing rural entrepreneurship to ensure doubling of farmers' income. Leveraging the power of convergence through connecting the dots, agri startups, agripreneurs, and rural innovators. Agronomy plus artificial intelligence is equal to precision farming. Doubling farmers' income, imperatives of plant health informatics network. Developing commercial breadfruit value chain to help farmers reach high value markets. Commodity value chain creation through AgriNet work and agri AI, farm to plate, a one-stop agri-tech platform to simplify supply chain and e-commerce needs of food and perishable commodities. Health Informatics Network Value Chain, National Animal Disease Reporting System, National NADRS 2012 and beyond. AI and Metaverse, Frontiers in Workspace, Coconut Value Chain Challenge, Coconut Value Chain Challenges, Transforming into Opportunities. Coffee Informatics Network Value Chain, facilitating smallholder coffee farmers into business. Health Informatics Network Value Chain, building up one health ecosystem, role of digital architecture. Diversification of fish and fisheries resources management and its challenges in Bangladesh, data mining and digital agriculture. Today is the 84th edition of this very important webinar series. We'll have the talk by our guest speaker, Mr. Rahul Singh, founder and CEO, Lycan Aerospace Private Limited, Bengaluru, on a very important topic, drone technology ecosystem empowering smallholder farmers in India. Dear participants, please see the keywords: drone technology, ecosystem, empowerment, smallholder farmers, and India. Atmanirbhar Bharat is the road ahead. It is a mission of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, of making India a self-reliant nation rested on 5 I's: intent, inclusion, investment, infrastructure, and innovation, and based on 5 pillars: economy, quantum jump in economy, not incremental; infrastructure, one that represents modern India; systems, 21st century technology driven; vibrant demography; and demand, whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized to full capacity. And during the third tranche of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, Government of India has given 1.5 lakh crore as a booster to the agriculture sector, which included 10,000 crores for formalization of micro-food enterprises and for following cluster-based farming approach. 1 lakh crore to agriculture cooperative societies, farmer produce organization, and startups for boosting farm gate infrastructure. Very important area. 1 lakh crore to agriculture cooperative societies. In India, we have 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies. It needs, applications of drone technology, to help their members. And we have 10,000 farmer produce organizations are going to take place, and startups for boosting farm gate infrastructure. Vocal for local to make it global. It is a demand-based economy system which is self-producing and self-consuming. India has got about something like 63 million MSMEs and MSBs. They needed to find a place in the space vacated by China due to COVID-19 pandemic. Agriculture sector is the foundation of Indian economy. India lives in villages. Acharya Vinoba Bhave said, India is largely an agricultural economy, Krishi Pradhan Desh, and a country of villages, Gram Pradhan Desh, of having more than 6.25 lakh villages. 50% of the workforce, are employed in agriculture sector, and the agriculture sector contributes about 19% of its GDP, and it is the main source of food, employment, and income to 70 to 80% of the people suffering from hunger in developing countries. At present, agricultural livelihoods are being severely impacted world over as a result of anthropogenic global warming and climate change. And climate change has got both the direct and indirect effects on agriculture productivity, including changing rainfall patterns, severe drought, flooding, and changes in the geographical redistribution of pests and diseases. And farmers of India are facing multidimensional problems: price fluctuation, debt, lack of infrastructure, and weather. Indian farming community comprises of about 14.5 crores operational holdings, of which 85% are having less than 2 hectares of marginal, operational holdings. They are classified as small and marginal operational holders, smallholders. And they need timely, location specific, and personalized information for effective control on their production, risk, and then market their produce to identified market opportunities. And so far, I used to say that many national level programs such as Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, and Startup India programs have faced operational difficulties for its impact at farm level and farmer level, that too at small and marginal farmers. I think today's topic will present a lot of evidences and opportunities to work for small and marginal farmers. I would like to quote our Honorable Prime Minister's Independence Day address on 15th August 2021. He said, I quote, in the coming years, we will have to increase the collective power of the small farmers of the country. We have to give them new facilities and they must become country's pride. And I also would like to quote the recommendations of the Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 report 2018 towards digitalization of agriculture systems. I have been closely associated with during the formalization of various recommendations of this report. I was associated as the group leader for Volume 11 and Volume 12B. Volume 11 talks about empowering the farmers through extension and knowledge dissemination. And Volume 12B, Digital Technology in Agriculture, which strongly recommends 7 mission mode programs. And this can be handled by startups, one startup at every Gram Panchayat. And we have got 2.25 lakh Gram Panchayat. It means that to help 14.5 crores operational holders, we need a minimum 2.25 lakh agri-tech startups at the grassroots level. And these are digitalized agriculture, digital technology and innovation in agriculture, Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Startup India programs for transformational reforms in agriculture sector through smart integrated farming, smart irrigated farming, smart rainfed farming, and smart tribal farming. In the report, we also strongly set up that a lot of startups should come in smart rainfed farming and smart tribal farming, and digitalized agromet advisories and agricultural risk management solutions, digitalized value chain for 400 agriculture commodities, digitalized access to inputs, technology, knowledge, skill, agricultural finance, credit, marketing, and agribusiness management, digitalized integrated land and water management system per drop more crop, digitalized farm health management for reduction of farmers' loss. This is a $1 trillion dollar economy, digital data economy, human health, plant health, animal health, soil health, water health, fish health, and environmental health over a GS layer in a village. If this is done, I think for any new, forthcoming, any situations like COVID-19, a country need not go for lockdown situations. And this committee also recommends networking of cooperative societies and also automation of each cooperative societies. We have 22,000 primary fisher cooperative societies, 1.5 lakh dairy cooperative societies, and 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies. This is the main program, mission mode programs, and this has to be, undertaken at the farmer level. Digital India program aims to transform India into a knowledge-based economy and a digitally empowered society. Digital world is having the rise of platform economy. Digital platform economy is emerging, and digital ecosystems are essential for digital transformation in the digital world. 10 emerging technologies making impact: AI, 5G, IoT, serverless computing, biometrics, augmented reality, virtual reality, blockchain, robotics, natural language processing, and quantum computing. In India, we have these ecosystems emerging. Agriculture 4.0, Industry 4.0 and Society 5.0. And Government of India has come out with Amrit Kal, lead up to at 100. For the next 25 years, strategic plan to take India to new India, based on and which has got vision, complementing the macroeconomic growth, focus with a microeconomic level, all-inclusive welfare focus, promoting digital economy and fintech, technology-enabled development, energy transition, and climate action, and relying on virtuous cycle starting from private investment with the public capital investment helping to crowd in private investment. And we also have sustainable development goals of UN and Agenda 2030 to provide the future we want. 17 sustainable development goals and 169 targets to be achieved. If through digitalization of Indian agriculture systems, most of the sustainable development goals and most of the targets which are supposed to be achieved can be achieved. Leveraging the power of convergence through connecting the three dots: agri startups, agripreneurs, and rural innovators. And as far as India is concerned, there is a wave of agri-tech startups emerged in the last few years. In 2013, there were only 43 startups. Now, as of 2020, there are more than 1,000 startups. And driven by rising in rural internet penetration, a rise in post-harvest and supply chain losses, growing number of investors' interest in this sector. They are now able to solve agricultural problems, such as the use of outdated equipment, supply chain management, lack of proper infrastructure, farmers unable to access a wide range of markets with ease. And agri-tech startups are the need of the nation right now. At the same time, value chain development is also very important. That's why the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report talks about digitalized agriculture value chain for about 400 agriculture commodities. And this value chain includes almost all the input suppliers, technology delivering agencies, scientists indirectly engaged in developing appropriate technologies, and extension officers who are involved in capacity building and providing various services to the farmer. Health informatics network value chain is very important. It is $1 trillion economy, and we needed to have people with biology background and artificial intelligence and big data analytics and blockchain technology based experts for the health informatics network value chain domain. And it is more than $1 trillion sustainable economy. And that's why Soviet Institute of Engineering Technology has also established a Center for Health Informatics and Computing, to facilitate health informatics network value chain. Last week, we had a talk on data mining on digital agriculture. Farm and farmer generates data on every season, but this data is not owned by them. But the time has come that how to streamline, how to digitalize the data which gets generated from the 14.5 crore operational holders, and how to make them as a owner of the digital assets. And we also recommended Farm Extension 4.0, and this can facilitate large scale agri-tech startups at the Gram Panchayat level. And drivers for the future agriculture are internet of things, artificial intelligence, spatial technology, geometrics technology, blockchain technology, cloud computing, fog computing, edge computing, mobile computing, and smart farming, so and so forth. Researchers have to view the agriculture and allied sciences as another industry with the integral form of raw material supply chain, industry 4.0 supply chain. Startups should design supply chain as a booster for farmers' income, scientific pricing systems, and linkage between consumer and their satisfaction. And data mining provides prediction to infer sufficient knowledge through regression based on farmers' income and cost of cultivation of crops and facilitates to determine production and price. Today's topic is drone technology ecosystems, empowering smallholder farmers in India. The objective of the formation of doubling farmers' income by 2022 committee are based on 7 growth parameters, 7 major sources of growth: improvement in crop productivity, how technology can facilitate; improvement in livestock productivity, how technology can facilitate; resource use efficiency, or saving in cost of production, how technology can facilitate; increase in cropping intensity, how technology can facilitate; diversification towards high value crops, how technology can facilitate; improvement in real prices received by farmers, how technology can facilitate; and shift from farm to non-farm occupations. And for these seven, major sources of growth, we suggested 7 measurement programs for digitalization of Indian agriculture systems. And also this report talked about 40 strategic intervention. It's very important, and out of which there are today 4 recommendations are related to today's topic and very important. And the first, the promoted Digital India program in agriculture sector as a farmers charter. Promoted Digital India program in agriculture sector as a farmers charter. Operationalize and strengthen the digital informatics network for farmers, which I was instrumental, brought out 15 informatics network program way back in 1995. AgmarkNet, AgrisNet, FishNet, Animal Production and Health Informatics Network, and so on and so forth. Develop digital agricultural services based on digitalization and online internet technology model like Facebook, Alibaba, and Uber, etc., etc. And related to today's topic, it's very important that create 3D printing facilities in Krishi Vigyan Kendras. Create 3D printing facilities in Krishi Vigyan Kendras to facilitate agricultural mechanization in a big way in small and marginal farm holdings. It is a very important recommendations. And then upgrade 2G and 3G networks to 5G network in rural India to operationalize digitalized farming and its associated workflow process with IoT and drones. And 5G bandwidth is a very important for IoT applications. And then establish high performance computing in selected state, central and state institutes for manipulation of very large data sets, particularly related to agricultural genomics, proteomics, geoinformatics, and climate change in collaboration with the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. And adopt ICT-enabled farm extension 4.0 as discussed in volume 11. And undertake geotagging agriculture assets, ponds, markets, cold storages, marketing structures, crop areas, watershed, warehouses, laboratories, etc. for their real-time monitoring and effective utilization and impactful advisories. And then formulate a satellite imagery strategy for agriculture by ISRO in collaboration with the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, state agricultural universities, and other development stakeholders to enable accurate and timely spatial application information utility tools in convergence mode for direct benefits of farmers, especially small and marginal operational holders who are more than 85% of the farming community in India. And then promote startups for farm management services, on-farm, off-farm, and non-farm. And then, establish incubation centers for startups to innovate technology application to widespread in about 4,500 engineering colleges, universities, 400 agriculture colleges, on smart farming, smart village, smart agriculture, water smart, nutrient smart, carbon smart, weather smart, extension smart, farm health smart, and marketing smart. And then promote startups in PPP models in utilizing computerized soil health cards of about 14 crores and providing location specific advisories on integrated nutrient management to farmers using technology. And and it is very important that, and when we bring in technology, we also it has also suggested operational level 1, level 2, level 3 tiered support system in place, as technology maintenance and adoption for sustainability require effective support systems drastically. And finally, also it said that set up national center for IT in agriculture, centers for IT in agriculture and in states and union territories, centers of IT in agriculture in districts, and center for IT in agriculture in blocks, especially rainfed areas and tribal areas, to convert agriculture information into an information utility and asset for the benefits of farming community. And today's topic is very important. And I would like to inform the audience. The startups established by Mr. Rahul Singh, today's guest speaker, it's very important. In 2017, he established an additive manufacturing startup named Inworks. This is very important. Our participants, the startups who are watching, research scholars, rural youths, they should understand additive manufacturing startups. After completing his education in mechanical engineering, Mr. Rahul Singh founded Inworks, India's leading 3D printing startup, in 2017. Since its inception, Inworks has delivered services to various organizations, industry partners, and institutions ranging from ISRO, DRDO, to Indian Air Force and Indian Navy, top-notch organization. And through prestigious partnership, they have learned valuable lessons. He also saying that by working with them, they've learned valuable lessons and gained significant expertise by bringing complex designs and innovative technology to life. After having manufactured and designed close to 15 million parts, Inworks has also received grants from Indian government for tenders for its 3D printing extrusion systems, being one of the only few original equipment manufacturers of 3D printers in India. And at the forefront of additive manufacturing technology, Inworks has contributed to developing novel 3D printing technologies in the country, ranging from machinery, software, design, and scope for research and development. It has collaborated with several CSIR labs and IITs to conduct in-depth research in the area of 3D printing. Based on 106 startups that were analyzed, Inworks was the only startup from the Asia's additive manufacturing landscape to score globally. Thank you very much. Our congratulations and our appreciation. Aerospace startup, Lycan Aerospace, he established, founded in 2021. In 2021, according to his write-up, Rahul Singh stepped into the aerospace industry by establishing Lycan Aerospace with a vision to put India on the map of world-class drone manufacturing and to push the boundaries of aerospace in the country. Lycan Aerospace focuses on the development and manufacturing of UAVs and drones for applications in a variety of sectors, ranging from defense and infrastructure to deliveries and surveillance. Aerospace sector is a great example of the utilization of additive manufacturing with a clear value proposition and the ability to create parts that are stronger and lighter than parts lighter than parts that are made using traditional manufacturing. With the use of 3D printing, Lycan Aerospace offers services that include quicker or delivery of finished drone parts, relatively low production quantities, and the ability to design for additive manufacturing, which greatly benefits the aerospace industry. Lycan Aerospace drones have been designed and developed in collaboration with DRDO, whose experience and knowledge combined with innovative technology, and it is an inspiration for all engineering students in this country, ensures their drone are reliable and of the higher quality within the industry. Lycan Aerospace product portfolio currently includes 5 UAV oblique drones designed for a wide variety of applications with an inventory of 14 crores. Presently, Lycan Aerospace has applied for 4 tenders authorized by the Indian government, for which due diligence is being conducted. And also, I would like to summarize that in the digital technology in agriculture, we proposed strategic interventions. And one is formulate agricultural drone policy. Formulate agricultural drone policy for collecting high resolution imageries for agricultural risk management and mitigation of UAVs by public and private sector providers to support precision agriculture in India by incorporating appropriate clause in draft national geospatial policy May 2016, and also to facilitate startups to build advisory services based on high resolution imageries. Create 3D printing facilities in KVKs to facilitate agricultural mechanization in a big way, in small and marginal farm holdings. Formulate a satellite imagery strategy for agriculture by ISRO, and develop and promote standards, and more importantly, harmonized standards 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, IoT, and M2M for large-scale use of precision farming in India. And drone rules 2021 make it significantly easier for people and companies in the country to now own and operate drones, since under the new drone policy, no security clearance is required before registration of license issuance. Drone categories in India are nano, micro, small, medium, and large. And there is a digital sky platform, is an online platform hosted by Directorate General of Civil Aviation for various activities related to management of unmanned aircraft systems activities in India. I would like to quote our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, and he has hailed the drone rules 2021, and he said, I quote, the rules would usher in a landmark moment for the sector. He tweeted, the new drone rules will tremendously help startups and our youth working in this sector. It will open up new possibilities for innovation and business. It will help leverage India's strength in innovation, technology, and engineering to make India a drone hub. India had the potential to be a global drone hub by 2030. This is what the Ministry of Civil Aviation said. An application of drones in agriculture, lot of applications, crop spraying, geofencing, crop monitoring, growth monitoring, plantation, soil and field analysis, livestock management, crop health checking, avoid chemical overuse, and prepare for weather glitches. And use of agri-drone is also on the rise. A lot of drone-based agriculture projects are undergoing in India, and it's very important. And on 26 January 2022, Government of India has also released a certification scheme for agricultural drones, which can now carry a payload that does not include chemicals or other liquids used in spraying drones. Such liquids may be sprayed by following applicable rules and regulations. On 23rd January 2022, To promote use of drones for agricultural purposes and reduce the labor burden on the farmers, Government of India has recently offered 100% subsidy or 100 lakhs, whichever is less, up to March 2023, to Farm Machinery Training and Testing Institute, ICR Institute, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, and state agricultural universities. Additionally, a contingency fund of rupees 6,000 per hectare will also be set up for hiring drones from custom hiring centers. This subsidy and contingency fund will help the farmers access and adopt this extensive technology at inexpensive price. The Government of India also granted on 16th November 2020 International Crops Research Institute to use of drones for agricultural research activities. With this move, government hopes to encourage budding researchers and entrepreneurs to look at budget-friendly drone solutions for more than 6.6 lakh Indian villages. Great scope. And though the usage will be conditional, yet it is a revolutionary step. This is what the Joint Secretary, Mr. Amber Dubey, Minister of Civil Aviation, he said, and he also emphasized that drones are poised to play a big role in agriculture, especially in areas including precision agriculture, improvement in crop yield, and locust control. There are the benefits of agrodrone as published: security, facilitates, high efficiency, water saving, and low cost and easy to maintain. But at the same time, there are some limitations as published in various articles. Connectivity issue. Online coverage is unavailable in rural areas. Under such circumstances, a farmer needs to invest in internet connectivity, which can turn into a recurring expense. Weather dependent and knowledge and skill. Using new technology is a welcome change, but using it daily requires a right skill set and adequate knowledge. An average farmer may struggle to understand drone functions. Either he must acquire the knowledge or remain dependent on an experienced person. With this background, let us now turn to the address by our guest speaker, Mr. Rahul Singh, founder, CEO, Lycan Aerospace Private Limited, on a very important topic: drone technology ecosystems empowering smallholder farmers in India. This topic will motivate and galvanize the participants who are watching through facebook.com/Shobhit University India, youtube.com/Shobhit University in, or linkedin.com/company/Shobhit-University, for motivating them to get inspired to work in the area of drone technology ecosystem at Gram Panchayat level to help 14.5 crore operational holders, of which 85% are smallholders. Looking further into the future, drone technology is going to change the agriculture sector. Many Indian startups are also showing interest in the industry and aiming to invest in low-cost drones, which can help farmers and simultaneously create employment opportunities for the rural youth and enhance the knowledge of farmers at all. And drone technology is the fusion of technologies. We require to look into human resources development, challenges and priorities, opportunities and potential, space tech startups versus drone tech startups, DFI 2020 doubling farmers' income by 2022 report recommendations, drone technology applications, institutional collaboration between industry and university, a BG diploma on drone technology and applications, use case and data value chain, one drone image through algorithm, data visualization, decision support system, farmer, researcher, value chain stakeholder, and a way forward. With this, I would like to request the speaker to speak, and before that, I will introduce the speaker to the audience. Mr. Manish. Mr. Rahul Singh is an accomplished entrepreneur and has made a name for himself as the founder of multiple transformative startups across various industries. With a versatile mindset and the perseverance to succeed, he is known for his methodical approaches and constructive solutions for complex problems faced by different sections of society. Over the years, he has persistently proved his caliber by venturing into high-stake industries. Rahul Singh had his education BTech in Mechanical Engineering from RV College of Engineering, Bengaluru in 2014 and worked in ThyssenKrupp AG, Germany. Additive manufacturing startup in Works 2017. After completing his education in mechanical engineering, he founded InWorks, India's leading 3D printing startup in 2017, being one of the only few original equipment manufacturers of 3D printers in India. And at the forefront of additive manufacturing technology, InWorks has contributed to developing novel 3D printing technologies in the country, ranging from machinery, software, design, and scope for R&D. InWorks has also collaborated with the CSR labs and IITs to conduct in-depth research in the area of 3D printing. Based on 106 startups that were analyzed, InWorks was the only startup from Asia's additive manufacturing landscape to score globally. Aerospace startup in 2021, he stepped into the aerospace industry by establishing Lycan Aerospace with a vision to put India on the map of world-class drone manufacturing and to push the boundaries of aerospace in the country. He received a lot of awards. 3M Young Innovators Challenge Award, Letter of Merit semi-finalist, Market Leaders of the Year 2020, Silicon India, InWorks, BioAsia, Top 5 Startups, Startups of the Year 2020, Silicon India Startup City, Lycan Biotech, Tech Bharat Certificate of Achievement, First Place for Problem Statement, Rahul Singh. Rahul Singh has proven competencies, management and leadership, business operations and strategy, employee development, effective communications and delegations, and adaptability and calculated risk management. With this introduction, I would like to welcome Mr. Rahul Singh to address the international webinar series on open source digital technologies for self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, on a very important topic, drone technology ecosystems, empowering smallholder farmers in India. And this talk is also being related to 33 member countries of the African Asian Rural Development Organization through the website of the ARDO, New Delhi. Thank you very much. Over to Mr. Rahul Singh. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Moni, for this wonderful opportunity to share my work with people all around the world. With this, I will take this seminar forward. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rahul Singh. I'm the founder and CEO of Lycan Aerospace. And today I'll be presenting how drone technology ecosystem can empower smallholder farmers in India. With this, I'll take the presentation forward. Yes, as we know, drones in agriculture drone technology has been improving in the past few years. Slowly, people are adopting to new technologies, be it satellite imagery or drone imagery or other drone practices involving IoT and AI to have better agriculture practices and better agriculture crops. And drones are being applied in this field, ranging from for mapping, surveying of crop, and also protecting the land fields. On the surface, agriculture drones are no more different than the normal drones which we use commercially and which are also available in the market. The application of the UAV simply changes to fit the needs of the farmer. This is where UAVs are called unmanned aerial vehicles, and these are used to map acres and acres of land where farmland is too big for a farmer to walk and survey. This is where drones and UAVs come into picture. Mostly, so I will be sharing now how drones are being used in agriculture, particularly mapping and surveying. Mapping and surveying are one of the major and the most aspects of application of drone in agriculture. Drones are equipped with near-infrared cameras, which allows them to understand the what lights are falling on the leaf, so that they understand how photosynthesis is happening, and they form the normalized difference vegetation index through which a farmer can understand the health of the plant. In addition to the crop health, they also create GPS tagging location as to which particular area health of the crop uh, is, how whether it is deteriorating or it is properly fed with water and all nutrition is required, or it is drying, or it is infected by insects or any other Loctus attack is there. Then drones are also, it's a very small use case, one of the use case, and it is being applied in most of the farm fields in India currently in northern states, where to make for crop dusting and spraying. The same drone which is used for spraying of pesticide, that same drone without the pesticide is used for dusting of dust on the leaves of the crop. It is a very major problem which is faced by uh, farmers, where they have to manually use fans and very powerful fans to dust off all the dust, because of dust, photosynthesis is not happening and plants are getting dried up even if you're feeding them water. So this is one of the use case where farms are being applied. Drones are being applied in farms. Sorry, seed dropping. Farmers and environmental agencies are constantly facing difficulties in planting trees and sowing seeds in the field. If if you have a very small land, if you have a land of 10 acres, 20 acres, yes, you can do a manual farming by yourself. But when the area increases and it is in thousands and thousands of acres, you need a drone to plant seeds. It hovers over the land. It goes to an extent where human cannot cover that much area in a day. That is covered in, I would say, few hours. Not even few hours, in I would say 1 or 2 hours, it has been covered. The whole area of plantation, which could not be covered in 2 weeks by a manual farmer doing a manual seed planting. And so, irrigation management, this is one of the major aspects where drone are benefiting the farmers a lot. In this, drones are equipped with thermal cameras, and they provide excellent insight into irrigation and highlighting areas where in farmlands which are spread across acres and acres, and it has proper water irrigation facility, but due to the natural cause, water gets clogged in certain parts of the field, and water is not reaching the other parts. To understand this, you might have seen in India, the farmer practices, they walk on the crop, which is their rice crops, rice paddy fields, and wheat. They walk and they see where the water is getting clogged, and they remove it with their feet so that water can pass through the whole field. But this is possible only when you are catering to a very small area. As I said earlier, when it comes to thousands and thousands of acres, which is happening in North India or in all the other states all across India, there are thousands and thousands of acres of farming. This is where drone come into picture. With the thermal imagery camera, we are better able to understand where water is getting clogged, and our time of reacting decreases because we know the exact location where water is getting clogged. In comparison to where a farmer will have to walk through the field manually, understand where the water is getting clogged. It reduces time a lot and saves lives in a very particular way, where farmers sometimes they are stuck in the field. The water is too deep. Sometimes it has happened here. There are few, well, not a lot many cases, but a few cases where farmers are stuck in the field and nobody is there to uh, go to them to the position where they are stuck, because the water is too deep, and they just slowly they drown as people drown in the sea. They drown in the mud. So this has been a case in North India. This we face a lot. This is totally nullified by using use of drones in irrigation management. Livestock monitoring is also where drones are being utilized in agriculture very rigorously in India. Currently, farmers are adopting it more and more for management of livestock.
Slide is
Thermal,
slide is not moving.
yes, sir.
Slide is not moving. It is stuck
Oh,
up in the first slide.
sorry, sir.
It is okay.
Yes, yes, sir. So irrigation in livestock monitoring, drones with thermal imaging camera, the same camera, allows a single remote pilot in command to control, monitor their livestock. The operator can check where the livestock are and sometimes keep an eye on them. And also, as we know, livestock in India are mainly cows and buffaloes for a farmer in India, in the Indian ecosystem. Most of the time, with this drone, monitoring is possible in terms of where a cow is giving birth to a calf. That particular uh, uh, news or that particular image is or live feed is being seen by the farmer, and he can react to it. He can directly go to the position where this is happening. Or if a animal is injured, if a livestock is injured, that also reaction time, it takes a much lesser time for a farmer to react than by just going in the evening. Like people, like in India, we leave our cows in the field in the morning, and in the evening we go back to get them back to our field. So that particular 12 hours or 10 hours of time is saved by use of drones for monitoring of livestock. Crop surveillance is one of the major aspects where everybody is looking into of you for utilizing drones. Crop surveillance in the supervision of is the supervision of crop progress. This includes we map the whole area at a period of 15 days. We get various kinds of data and we understand whether the crop is healthy, or we need to have fertilizers sprayed over a particular area of the field, or or especially this happens in dealing with seasonal crops. So drones helping in crop surveillance and understanding how the field is reacting, or if there is any other kind of a disease which is getting inside the crop. These all aspects we are able to understand before they are happening because of the data we are generating and also the data we have generated. So we correlate it together and we come up with an output which is up to the mark or not up to the mark. If it's not up to the mark, then there are certain aspects that needs to be changed in terms of farming by the farmer. So this is where drone is helping a lot. Then benefits of drone technology in agriculture. In this enhanced production, the farmer can improve production capabilities through comprehensive irrigation planning, adequate monitoring of crop health, increased knowledge about soil health, and adoption of environmental changes. The above point which I just spoke about, these are the points which cater to all the different small aspects. Like I will go back to the first slide and explain it much better. Irrigation management, crop surveillance, mapping and surveying, crop dusting and spraying. These 4 points are explained how these 4 points are single-handedly, if you are getting all these data properly, can help you enhance your production in various ways, and also make you better prepared for any environmental changes. We as a farmer, we see environment, or as a human being, we see environmental changes when it is happening currently. But it is said that plants and animals, they feel it much way, they get that intuition much before than humans that something is going wrong. So with the data collection of continuous data collection, we have achieved this, that yes, an enhanced production is there by utilizing drones and UAVs. Next point is effective and adaptive techniques. Drone usage results in regular updates to the farmer about their crops and help them develop proper and what do you say feasible agriculture and farming techniques. They are better able to adapt to weather changes, and with the help of drone data, whatever we are getting, we are able to properly allocate resources, whatever the farmer has, and where it has to be applied. So it saves utilization of resources, saves time, and also saves time in time of reaction for a particular case. Then greater safety to farmers. This is a very less talked about point in the in agriculture ecosystem where drones are being applied. As we know that earlier, the conventional way of spraying on crops is a farmer carrying a big box backpack behind their back, and going to the whole farm, spraying the pesticide, whatever pesticide they are spraying in the farm. But with the use of drone, it is much safer and more convenient for farmers to use drones to spray pesticides in terrains challenging to reach. Farm, as we know, once a farmland is much bigger than few hundred acres, and it goes into thousands of acres, the land is not particularly leveled. There are elevations, there are ups and downs in the land. And with the crop, if it is a crop which has a very high height, I would say, let's say, for example, sugarcane. So then the farmer might face issues going, walking uphill a little bit up, like a stairs field, or coming down. And also there might be various challenges in terms of having snakes or other uh, poisonous insects which can deeply affect the farmer. So farmer can stay at a particular location and he can send his drone, which would spray, and the amount of pesticide required when a drone is spraying is lesser than what farmer is spraying manually, because the payload has the pesticide installed, and the rotors, the propellers are rotating. With the thrust, the wind gust which the propellers are creating, and at the same time, the pesticides are being spread, the pesticide are being dispersed all over the field, properly on the crop. It goes with the wind because the drone is creating a wind thrust, and spraying the crop, spraying the pesticide simultaneously. That takes the pesticide all over the field. It helps the farmer. It saves time, and much more lesser amount of pesticide reaches more amount of land area covered. So this is a very important aspect where drones are being used in spraying of crops, and this is a major point which helps also the health of the farmer, where the farmer is not exposed to the pesticide directly. Then one aspect is faster data acquisition for quick decision making. Drone surveys back farmers with adequate data processing that encourages them to take quick and mindful decisions, allowing farmers to save the time invested in crop scouting. Various sensors of the drone enable capturing and analyzing data from the entire field. There are various different kinds of payload which capture various different kind of data of crop health, for crop health, understanding whether a crop is having any disease or whether a crop is doing photosynthesis properly. There are various aspects, and there are four different kind of cameras and or payloads which you use to capture these particular data. One being normal RGB, red, green, blue light cameras. One being normal vegetation differentiation index (NDVI) camera. One being thermal camera. The other being lidar. LiDAR is the most complex payload, and it is used for terrain mapping to understand the terrain of fields and understand terrain of the field. I mean a land area which is into thousands of acres, not less than thousands of acres. For a it is mostly for farmers who have large amount, like thousands acres of land, or companies who are doing farming of fruits, vegetables. For them, these are the solutions which they can have through drones, and they can react to those any of the pain points very faster than compared to the conventional process, which is still being followed everywhere across the world. Less wastage of resources. Yes, agriculture drones enable optimum use of all resources such as water, fertilizer, seeds, and pesticides. All the four things which are required for a crop to be healthy and to grow properly. Drone helps you to better understand where you have to apply what resources, and also in what quantity, in what uh, in what variations you have to apply, because all the areas, any area, a particular area you select, all these four aspects are required, and how much you should channelize it, that a drone, the data which you capture through drone helps you understand that, and helps you make a better smart decision, which helps you save resources, save money, and optimize your agriculture yield also. Then 99% accuracy rate. The drone survey helps farmer calculate the precise land size, segment the various crops, and indulgence soil mapping. I will take you a little off topic from this to make you understand the 99 accuracy rate. Currently, drones are being utilized in India to map lands for revenue department. So that this use case showcases how drone data capturing is accurate and it is feasible and it can be utilized in various other aspects. So this same technology, drone, whatever data are being captured from the crop field, all and what data and that data we are processing and we are coming up to an outcome, that outcome is 99% accurate, much more accurate than the conventional process what we follow. That is why now people are utilizing drones. Now the government is helping farmers to use drones commercially or through various agriculture colleges, as Professor Moni mentioned earlier. Then benefits to the society and environment. This, yes, drone is a big thing in agriculture. It simplifies a lot of various aspects in agriculture. But what benefit actually it creates? People, there is a conception in people mind that okay, if drone comes into farming, then people are going to lose their jobs. This is also a concern for people. But in turn, it creates employment, creating employment opportunities. Looking further into the future, drone technology is going to change the agriculture sector. Many Indian startups are going to invest low-cost drones, as Professor Moni mentioned earlier, which can help farmers simultaneously create employment opportunities for rural youth and enhance the knowledge of the farmers as well. As I was mentioning that there are 240,000 uh, startups, drone startups required. Every panchayat should have one drone startup to cater to that particular village. So this point relates to that directly, that yes, the youth there itself, they can work with manufacture a drone there itself in their own community and do the services there itself. And the farmer, they also understand manufacturing is done there of the drone. Raw materials are procured from the Indian ecosystem itself. The farmers understand that okay, how a drone is being manufactured, and they buy it, they use it. If there is any service required, they themselves can do it, or they can send it to the nearest service station, which is the person himself manufacturing in their village. So it creates a circular economy inside the village itself. So it creates opportunity. It doesn't take opportunity. It creates skill labor, people with skill, people with knowledge, better grasping of power of knowledge. They can uh, very much utilize this technology, helping fight climate change by reducing the use of chemicals. It has been said, it has been proven also. We also did a use case in this in Maharashtra in a sugarcane field where a farmer was spraying manually pesticide, and where a drone was spraying pesticide in comparison to an acre of land covered by a farmer, and in comparison to an acre of land covered by a drone. A farmer took close to 2 hours to cover an acre of land. A drone took 8 minutes to cover an acre of land. A drone utilized close to 5 liters of pesticide to spray on 1 liter of land. 1 acre of land, 1 liter of pesticide. The farmer utilized the whole 20-liter tank to spray on 1 acre of sugarcane field. This use case we have done, and the more pesticide you spray on the crop, uh, the more pollution it creates, and in turn you are taking that chemical inside your body at a later stage in some form or the other. It goes inside the crop and you are eating it, just like microplastic is there in all the foods whatever we are eating currently in some form or the other. So don't help in fighting climate change by reducing use of pesticide at a very, very drastic level. Then saving costs and improving livelihoods. Beyond food and nutrition security, the use of agriculture drones in crop protection also improve rural livelihoods and lives, as well as potentially boosting productivity and therefore income. Drones can help reduce cost of smallholder farmers. Like if, like sir said, Moni sir mentioned earlier, drones being manufactured in that particular village, being utilized by that particular that farmers there, or by big landlords, even by small farmers, will create better crop. That crop would be sold at a better price in the market. The farmer will have a better income. With a better income comes a better infrastructure around the village. So as a whole, the whole community grows if we utilize this technology for better uh, practices, and it saves lives. Yes, as we mentioned earlier, conserving resources. Drones use up to 90% less water than backpack spares, help farmers to conserve vital resources, particularly in areas of water scarcity. And with greater accuracy, there is less waste and less risk of runoff or unintended environmental impacts. Water being one of the only major resources of in agriculture, it is a very valuable resource and it has to be monitored constantly. That is why now earlier it used to be like we used to just leave the hose of the pipe in the field and let the water flow like a river in the field in rice uh, rice and wheat. But now slowly we realize that water is a scarce resource. Then we started doing drip irrigation so that pipes water pipes are going into acres and acres, thousands of acres of land, and drip irrigation is happening. But there are still certain areas and certain what should I say, certain areas of this nation where farming is still the only source of income, and people cannot always utilize drip irrigation and all this aspect to make a better to come up with a better healthier crop. In this aspect, drones are much more cheaper, because to if you have, let's say, a normal farmer has close to our calculation was close to 11 acres of land in Maharashtra. A farmer has 11, an average farmer has an 11 acre of land. To do an 11 acre of land drip farming is much more costlier than him owning a small 2.5 lakh of drone to do particular surveys and to capture particular data, which will help him better utilize his resources in the field and to conserve it. So this is where drones comes into picture in conserving resources in a very important aspect. It's a very important aspect of drone application in agriculture. Then types of agriculture drone. There are two types of drone as of in general. Also, there are two types of drone. There are multi-rotor drones, and then there are fixed wing UAVs. Multi-rotor drones are utilized by farmers who have small field area where it can be managed by 2 or 3 persons itself. Whereas fixed wing agriculture drones are basically fixed wing VTOL drones. These drones are utilized where farmland areas are running to thousands of acres, and it is utilized by farming institution, public sector PSUs, sugarcane mill owners, and also people who are doing various vegetable plantations. Because fixed wing is able to capture much more larger data, it flies at much more higher speed. Its altitude it flies at a higher altitude, and it is able to carry multiple different kind of payloads, so that you are able to capture 2 or 3 data at a given stretch. Then how agriculture survey basically works. Agriculture survey works in a way, the drone, the hardware captures data. That data you are able to view in real time to understand what data you are capturing. Then that data, be it an NDVI data, what you have taken, or based on a LiDAR payload you have taken, or a thermal data you have taken, or is it just a normal red, blue, green pattern? Those things are put inside the software. It depends upon what kind of software you are using. You are using a cloud-based software, or the software is installed in your system itself. You have the license of it. You process it, and you give the out, and you process it in types of what particular outcome you require. The software gives you that data of that particular field. You can uh, uh, take it out as per as your requirement to understand whether the crop is healthy, whether what is the phosphorus content in the plant, whether the plant is having any pesticide deficiency, or if there is any attack of what should I say, Loctus attack, which is very common in northern states of India. And there was an attack when COVID was here in India. There was also a Loctus attack in North India, which was very devastating, and drones were used at that particular point of time to get rid of them. And then the fourth point comes up after the data processing. Maps are generated with different information, different type of information, whatever information you require. Those information are generated in different types of maps, which is the output of the data processor. We This is in general 4 drones which are being utilized, which we are giving out to, which we have made basically for the agriculture ecosystem in India. Azure is a small drone which is utilized for capturing data for smaller area field. Aptol is a fixed wing VTOL drone which captures all different kind of data for area which runs into thousands and thousands of acres. Agros is our drone which is utilized for pesticide spraying and dusting. So when it is not filled with pesticide, this drone can be used for dusting of dust from the crops. And then there's Cedro. Cedro is our drone which has 2 nozzles, and it is utilized for basically seed dropping. Now in India, people are now starting to use drones to drop seeds, because drones drop seed at a much faster pace than it is being done manually. A person going manually and digging a hole and planting a seed and then coming back. Drones can cover much more area. Forests are being densified by using our Cedro drone. We are also in a small committee of drone manufacturers, where we have taken this upon us that we would be doing certain amount of plantation through drone as a CSR from our side, for betterment of the society. So, trees are being cut at a very fast rate all across the world, and we need more trees, and we need healthy trees. So this is where our drone Cedro is being used. Then, what are the data generated and its benefit? So, sir, data-driven crop size analysis, an RGB color ortho mosaic map to easily detect gaps in the crop and field area of visible steps while visualizing maturity and growth stages. When we plant crops, there might be situations where we have left those particular area of field untouched, or it might have happened that that particular area crop didn't grow at all. So these things, these kind of data, if there are any patches in the field left where there is no crop being grown, but the field is too much for anyone to manually survey it fully. This is where drone comes into picture and helps you better understand where all small patches are left in the field. Then slope direction and water flow analysis. Digital surface models are digital elevation models of the field and crop. As I was mentioning, the use of LiDAR. Yes, LiDAR are used for this only, to come up with an elevation model as to what the elevation of the field is, and how the crops are, at what elevation the crop is growing from in the field. So this is where LiDAR is used, and this is where it helps us optimize how we should better channelize our water flow in the field, because we cannot make the field flat. Once a crop field is into thousands and thousands of acres, you cannot make it flat. You have to utilize the natural land which is available to you. what you can better plan is your agriculture practices. This is where drone comes into picture to make you understand that, okay, your elevation model is this much. You need to plan your water flow in this particular manner so that it reaches from the starting of the field till the end of the field. The water is uh, what should I say? The water is going through the field in uh, so I'm missing the in a very proper manner. I would say that it's divided properly all over the field. It is not getting clogged at one particular location. Water is reaching everywhere, all across all the four corners of the field. Then the third point is vegetation index maps. Vegetation indices such as normalized difference vegetation index (NDVI), normalized different red edge (NDRE), chlorophyll based indices, and other indices. It depends upon what crop you are growing. With the particular crop you are growing, the particular data which you output which you are getting differs from each and every crop. For rice it is different, for sugarcane it is different, for wheat it is different, for bananas it is different. These are the four particular crops and fruits where drones are being utilized very rigorously in India. Then visualization of crop field health. Multispectral camera oblique multispectral data can also be visualized as combination of three bands, assigning a band to the red, green, and blue colors. These visualization maintains texture and context and reveals hidden patterns such as the presence of weed or water logged soil. So in an RGB camera, we do a normal survey. The data output which we get, we attach colors with that particular data output. Then we do the survey again. With this, we understand that red color is associated with, let's say, wheat, and blue color is associated with water. So, and green color being the crop. So, what this helps us is, if it the second survey which we do, it helps us. The map gives us an output, which is where blue color is representing water in the map, where we are able to understand how much water is there in the field, and where the concentration of water is too much, or whether it is being evenly distributed all across the field or not, or wherever it is getting clogged, or if there is any weeds in the field, that is associated with red color. So the red color, the next survey, the red color will show us where all weeds are there in the particular area of the field, in the farm field. And the green color, as I said, the green color is associated with the plant. So these three band of colors will allocate green color to the plant, and red color to the weed, blue color to the water, and again do the survey. This will give us the exact current scenario of the field. This is a very big achievement which farmers and even the industry has achieved in terms of providing a solution to farmers, uh, so that they don't use the conventional process, and it is much faster also. And then drone imagery and satellite imagery. So this is a very big question in the industry. Which is much better, drone or satellite? So this is a fight which will go on, but this is a fight where drone is winning more. I have compared between drone and satellite imagery, and I will take you through it. Drones can assist farmers in maximizing the use of inputs, seed, fertilizers, and water, responding more quickly to threats, weeds, pests, and fungi, reducing crop scouting time, validating treatment public actions taken, improving variable rate prescriptions in real time, and estimating yield from the field. Data, whereas in satellite imagery, data collection becomes difficult if the sky is cloudy. As the satellite is way up above our head, the cloud needs to be cleared for the camera to capture that particular field in a proper way. Whereas a drone is just 10 or 20 or 30 meters above your head and it's doing a survey. It is not impacted by the presence of cloud or no cloud. It is impacted by the presence of rain. Yes, any drone is impacted by the presence of rain, but by the presence of cloud, no drone is impacted. So this is one benefit where drone utilization is better than satellite for all different kinds of crop analysis. And the second one being aerial imagery in multiple wavelengths allows growers to plan scouting management, and interventional imagery offers incredible spatial resolution up to 1 to 5 centimeter per pixel. Advantage of aerial imagery is its ability to integrate as a base layer into GIS, CAD, and other applications of work with its scale. What this means is in satellite, it is exact height of any region or object cannot be calculated. As all the cameras in satellite are way up, the margin of uh, what say margin of mistake is much more higher for a satellite imagery. Whereas a drone capturing a particular data in a particular area of the field, the deviation is going to be between 1 to 5 centimeter. Currently, people have achieved and we have achieved 1 to 3 centimeter of deviation. For example, if I say that if a drone is saying that water is getting clogged at this position, the only error margin is 1 to 5 centimeters. So this location might just vary from 1 to 5 centimeter from the other point. This this data is captured by drone much more precisely than by satellites. Then drones data's high resolution can be used to assess various crop fertility, allowing agriculture professionals to apply fertilizer more precisely, reduce waste, and plan irrigation system. Development of satellite image incur high costs due to use of highly advanced technologies. We use a simple drone with a simple payload to capture all this complex data. Whereas if we want to have an access to a satellite imagery, the cost of having satellite imagery is too much in comparison to what all data you are capturing through drones. So drone image here also has an upper hand in terms of satellite imagery. The technology has proven, the fourth point being the technology has proven useful in providing crop health, vegetation catalog, soil investigation, and plant growth. Whereas in satellite imagery, ground truthing is used sometimes to double check the satellite images. This causes a lot of time wastage. Yes. So getting data from satellite imagery is also a tough task. If today is cloudy, tomorrow is not a cloudy day, you get your data tomorrow, but due to certain reasons you are not able to process the whole data, and it happens. There are various reasons. It might be a natural reason, it might be a defense reason where you are not allowed to survey that particular area for a particular time, might be a a spy plane is passing by through that region, or any surveillance is going on. So sometimes this has happened with farmers and with people utilizing drone imagery to understand the health of to understand basically the field, the area which they have to map, and it has taken a lot of days for them to come up with an output, because the satellite is way much above in the air, whereas drone is just few meters ahead, a few meters above, and it captures much more precise data than the satellite imagery. In satellite imagery, deviation sometimes happens in meters. In meters, the deviations are in meters, but in drone imagery, the deviation is maximum up to 5 centimeters. The fifth point being drones can be deployed and operated with ease given the advances in control technology. Since most of the drone models are low on cost, they have become accessible to a wide range of operators. Drone can be operated at heights very close to the land and can be maneuvered in all directions. Whereas in satellite imagery, it is not possible to have both very high spectral and spatial resolution simultaneously in the same remote sensed data. Here, as I was talking earlier that drone can capture multiple data. A fixed wing VTOL drone, as I was mentioning earlier, can have multiple payloads, and it can capture 2-3 data at a given point of time. Whereas in satellite, you can capture just one particular data at one point of time, and there is a lot of time associated with that in capturing that particular data in the particular area which we have specified for the data to be captured. Whereas drone, it flies at a much lower level and captures multiple number of data, and it is much more feasible, it is much more cost effective for a farmer to have. Then, sixth point being, sir, given the vast terrain that needs to be surveyed, drones are more efficient and are all allowing users to capture high resolution imagery faster than other methods. Satellites provide high temporal resolution with low spatial resolution. I have also given a difference here in images, one being captured by a UAV and one being captured by a satellite of almost the same area. You can see the spatial difference. So there, and just a little bit going off topic, we were in Laser, we faced the same problem. Satellite was not giving us proper accurate location. The deviation was 30 meters at that point of time. So this is a problem which we face with satellite imagery. And it is one of a very major problem. Then why now? Future of agri-tech. Agriculture drone technology is undoubtedly the future of Indian or the world agrarian community. It can transform traditional farming methods in unaccountable ways. Even though this technology is more complex to be familiar with, it will yield its result in no time once learned. Drones have changed the course of obtaining data in almost every type of industries and will only deem to become bigger and better in the coming years. As we know that people all across the globe are utilizing drones and various other drone based services to capture various kind of data, and it is being much more feasible because to fly a drone it is much more easier than for a farmer to understand to how to understand the satellite data. So drones are the future in agri-tech, and most of the labor intensive work will be nullified by use of drones in agriculture fields. Then Make in India initiative, Make in India initiative, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, blessings and own ecosystem got its boom, which was long due in 2021, and an initiative was made where foreign were banned, especially from China, so that Indian manufacturers, Indian startups can have a chance to showcase product to the whole community. And chance proved very fruitful, where currently there are close to 200 startups uh, currently working in the system, all having a small stake in the agriculture ecosystem. Then Indian government scheme, as Professor Moni was mentioning earlier, that every farm machinery training and testing institute, ICAR Institute, Vigyan Kendras, and state agriculture universities are being subsidized by the central government till 2023 for buying agriculture-based drones. So this, why now is this? These 3 points showcase as to why now is the time to utilize drones in agriculture. Then why Lycan Aerospace? I would summarize this and not take much of your time as to why Lycan Aerospace. We have done a very intensive research. We have DRDO and ISRO supporting us in terms of validating our design, in terms of validating the electrical components which we are manufacturing. I am very proud to say this, that currently there are in India, most of the manufacturers are not particularly manufacturers, they are assemblers that we basically import parts from all over the world. We assemble it here in India, and then we just put the name of our company on the drone, and we tell that it's our company. But here in India, what we are doing is we are eliminating all the electronic components which we are buying from Germany and US, and we are making our own electronics. So the whole drone electronics was this big, in this thicker box with the size of 5 meter in width and 10 meter in length, and this was close to, I would say, 10 centimeter in width. This was the whole structure of the drone, which was comprising of all the various electronics component bought from all across the world. We are nullifying it, making it into a single 8-layer PCB chip. We have demonstrated it in drone event in Delhi last year. This year. Everybody was impressed, right from army to even commercial industries. Everybody wants to have a made in India drone. But the only thing is, it's semi-made in India and fully assembled in India, but nobody's actually manufacturing the electronic components. So right now we are the only single number startups. There are only 3-4 number of startups who are working in this manufacturing of electronics. Thank you, sir. So we are the only few startups who are doing it, because we are not saying this ourselves. We have been told this by all various high-profile people from defense, people from various government agencies, ministries, state governments. Once they saw this, that this is what we are building, everybody was impressed. So the drone is going to just sit on the chip, or the battery is just going to sit on the chip. There's nothing else. It's just a small PCB board. That is why we have this expertise, and that is why you should choose Lycan Aerospace. And I would take you across some use cases which has happened in India, and also some are there from across the globe. Seed dropping. Seed dropping is being used. Telangana state was one of the first state in India to use seed dropping drones to densify their forest and also their cities. They are taking aerial photos of plots where areas basically across the Hyderabad airport, there are a lot of lots of barren land there. So the plan of Telangana government is to densify that area, because it falls under the special economic zone. This is where all industries are going to be set up. To beautify that, they have to densify the area. So this is where seeding drone are being used for afforestation purposes. Then spraying of pesticide, as I have mentioned earlier in the presentation, that spraying drones are being used. A big agrochem firm are considering using of agriculture spraying drone for spraying purposes. They are calculating the cost economics of it as to how many labors they are deploying to spray pesticide on the field, and how much drone they need to deploy, how much pesticides they are going to save if they utilize drone. So they are dual cost saving. Your use of pesticide will decrease, and also the labor is also going to decrease. That labor can be better utilized in operating of drones, because every drone needs one manual operator to operate it. Or if you have a fleet management whole ecosystem, then you do automated missions. But still, a human intervention is required in this. Then managing Loctus attack. As I was mentioning earlier, there was a Loctus attacks in Chomu in North India. It's a small district, northern of, I would say, in between Punjab and Haryana. It falls somewhere there. There was attack of Loctus on all across the crop field, and they were warded off by drones. Multiple drones were deployed. Even governments were involved, and this happened during the COVID period when all the world was suffering. Then we had to suffer due to some natural causes also. This is where drone was utilized very rigorously, and the outcome was unexpected. People were able to save their land. People were able to save acres and acres of land, which could have been destroyed completely if drone was not there at that point of time. Because you cannot burn. You will have to burn away the crop, and you cannot go alone or with anyone to fight off locusts. So you just have to sit and see your crop destroyed. But this didn't happen this time because we had drones with us. Then understanding various aspects of soil and crop health for agriculture planning. As earlier explained, different payload cameras, RGB, NDVI, thermal, LiDAR, all different payloads, different cameras give us different outputs about the crop, various other parameters, crop health, crop chemical content of the is the acidity of water. So these drones, all payloads, and these all different kind of data output are being utilized now by farmers to have a better, healthy agriculture practices. And now farmers are being much more receptive towards these technologies, rather than understanding that yes, we need to pray to God. God Almighty is already always there, but God only supports you when you are supporting yourself, when you are making smart moves. So this is where using a drone in agriculture field helps you better plan your farming practices, which in turns increases your yield drastically and saves your resources also drastically. Livestock management. This, like as I had explained also earlier, livestock management is one of the major aspects for farmers. Farmers who have land, they have livestock, and they run into 50s and hundreds in numbers. Managing them is a very big and tedious task. Having a life know-how as to where particular cattle is, that's also a very tedious task. But with this, all of this is simplified because you get a very eagle-eye view of where your whole cattle or your livestock is grazing, and if any cattle is injured, or if any cattle is giving birth, so you have a time to react to that particular situation, whichever is arising. So drones are also being used in livestock management currently. That's it. So this is there for my solution for digitizing the agriculture ecosystem. Moni sir, you are on.
There was one feedback. Can you just to flash it, Mr. Manish? Okay. Uh, hello. Hello. Okay. There is some feedback came. Can you just flash it, Mr. Manish? Mr. Manish. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Rahul Singh. And it is your presentation a, and your talk address is given an in-depth knowledge for that the drone technology ecosystem. As an young entrepreneur, you have worked with top-notch research laboratories in the country, ISRO, CSIR, and DRDO, and IITs, and your commitment to be a original equipment manufacturer in drones it is appreciated, and that is the spirit of Make in India.
Thanks.
And that's why in the initial one I said that so far I used to talk about the central, all the schemes are not getting synergized at the farm level, and from today onwards I will change my statement, and which you have proved it, and I'm very happy about it. And you are the icon for many mechanical engineering students,
Thank you,
and
sir.
you have proved it, and you have gone into cross horizontal specialization in many areas. And this is where I always used to say that if India is an agrarian economy, every higher educational institution to work in the area of agriculture, first is India is more important rather than producing people for other corporates. We have got 4,500 engineering colleges, IITs, deemed universities, NITs, central universities, private universities, public universities. And irrespective of whatever this job they do, that they should have an agriculture as a use case. And
Yes.
the 6.25 lakhs villages. That's why as an in an ex-IITian, I have done my MTech computer science from IIT Chennai 76, 78, and then I joined National Informatics Center, and I retired in 78 and retired as its Director General, National Informatics Center, in 2013. During this period, it is a tremendous period for me also, that I was given an opportunity to work on introducing computerization 512 districts way back in 87. I thought that it is a godsend opportunity for me to take technology to agriculture, when many companies like TCS and Infosys are, exporting people abroad to do COBOL language coding. I was walking with the barefoot to the villages and districts to introduce computerization. And then 95, we had a big conference in Vigyan Bhavan to give an IT blueprint for agriculture, 15 informatics network. And in 87, 28 sectoral database development programs. And and many people used to say that it looks like a World Bank report. I told him that it is, is developed by a technocrat from National Informatics Center. That it's me and my group, and that's how that we thought that we should build up our own capabilities. If that reports would have been operationalized in detail since 1987, and today with artificial intelligence and big data analytics, today we have got enough data, raw data, for using technology. Without raw data, there is no AI, there is no big data analytics. You can't apply this technology on statistics. And then 95, it's a big era to have an IT blueprint for agriculture, 15 informatics network. I had a lot of challenges even to organize that conference, and even naming those networks, even before national e-governance program was launched. That was launched in 2005 with the help of Ministry of Agriculture and National Informatics Center. I was given the responsibility of agriculture as a whole system in the country. And we brought in AgriSnet, AgMarkNet. Even that time itself, 2000, I put up a proposal to the ministry that we should have an AgriSnet with the 10,000 terminals. That much huge opportunity we have envisaged from 1987, visiting more than 512 districts computerization, and then getting into agriculture as a national domain to work on it. And then after so many years of working in various districts, I thought that it is essential to have agricultural informatics as a discipline to train people, irrespective of agriculture science graduate, BTech students and non-engineering postgraduate students, to get into agriculture through technology. That is my mission. This is the only university in the whole world, a private university, to have 5 centers of excellence to promote technology in the rural area as a national mission. And as associated with the doubling farmers income by 2022 committee, I was associated with the 2 volume 11 and volume 12B, and we brought all the 7 measurement programs and 42 interventions, strategic interventions, to facilitate that every engineering college can take up one depending upon their capabilities. 41 intervention, and 42 is that management with and the coordination, collaboration, and so on and so forth. Of course, these reports are gathering dust in various ministries, that, and even Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has not worked further to look into this report and activate it. And that's why I thought that in this one, I thought that I should bring it to the notice to the audience. And the reason for having these 2 webinar series, that is National Webinar Series on doubling farmers' income by 2022 and International Webinar Series on open source digital technology for self-reliant India, is thanks to COVID situation. I thought that being a former Director General and also as a Professor Emeritus in the Shobhit Institute of Engineering Technology, you have an internet connectivity. Let us create awareness about this recommendation of the doubling farmers' income with the rural youths and educational institution. And today I'm completing 84th edition of this session and this webinar series. Another one was 85 different topics, and this much is available potential if we are able to have network our education institution to work for rural India. And there's a lot of potential Even adoption of technology alone can bring in $1.9 trillion economy additional to the existing GDP. This is what told by the chairman of Hindustan Unilever Limited in 2012 in their shareholders meeting. Still it is relevant. That's why African Nation Rural Development Organization has associated with us to organize this international webinar series, so that whatever we do also get benefited in their 33 member countries. India is one among them. And today, Mr. Rahul Singh, as a technocrat, today I have learned a lot from you, the way in which you have visualized it. That's why I thought that I should take more time to introduce you and also to tell to the audience, because this video will be this talk will be viewed by a lot of research scholars, startups, NGOs, and other educational institutions. Whenever the time is available to them, they will see that and they will take inspiration. Then they are coming to the Shobhit Institute of Engineering Technology to undertake further research work in association with the guest speaker, and we are doing it. I'm very happy about that. 35 such people who have participated in this program signed an MOU with the university to work further. And I think your screen is frozen, Mr. Rahul Singh. Hello, Mr. Rahul Singh. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Rahul Singh.
Hello, yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, fine. Thank you. And it is very important that today you talked about it with the use cases, and then and the type of agri drones you are bringing it out, and then various data generated, how it is meaningful for the farmers, and how it is useful, and lot of things. This needs that lot of competency building has to be developed. Use cases has to be developed. Such type of drone application laboratories has to be established in every higher education institution. And I think, with the 5 centers of excellence in association with you, we'll be very happy to promote, drone application in the state of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and this part of the country. And also that we work with many NGOs, many, through a memorandum of understanding throughout India. And it will be very nice that if Mr. Rahul Singh and your team, we can sign an MOU and then try to bring in some sort of a capacity building for the rural youth to get into drone application, and also consciously establish agri-tech startup in every gram panchayat, tech startup, to help 14.5 crores operational holders, out of which 85% are small and marginal holders. And we needed to do that to have digitalized agricultural system in the country. And if we do it, there are many other developing economies who are all friendly to India will also adopt the technology which we have developed, and through appropriate technology transfer and also capacity building. And this is the first university in the world, in India, to have an MTech level agricultural informatics program, BTech level agricultural informatics program, BG level diploma level agricultural informatics program, and also MTech in informatics and e-governance through standards, MBA in Industry 4.0 to train CEOs of SMEs in the country. They have to be globalized. If you would like to occupy the space of China companies who are vacated during COVID-19 situation. So a lot of potential, lot of opportunities, but today's day, your talk has, made me galvanized and motivated, and let us work together. Let us prepare a BG diploma based on your technology, and because it is a fusion of technologies, and this is very essential to generate and build rural students to work for their area. If rural India is technologically enabled, it will smile, it will shine, and it will roar. And that is essential for the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to take India into new emerging India, new India by the time by 2047. Many people may say that 2047 is a different India, but certainly India will be a new India, prosperous India, and self-contained India, self-reliant India, and everybody will become a richer person in terms of characteristic, in terms of wealth, in terms of facilities, in terms of knowledge, in terms of intelligence, in terms of any commodity. We need not. The situation of PL 480 will not be here in India further in future. And it is a growing economy, and it is in the hands of rural youths. It is the hands of young India. It is in the hands of many infrastructure development. That's why PM Kadishakti is envisaged. There should not be any silos in the country and networks. And this is where it is a digitalized India, digitalized economy, digital ecosystem, platform economy. And this is where, so with Institute of Engineering Technology, these 5 centers of excellence and myself are engaged in this national mission to make, digitalized Indian agriculture system is there for everybody to witness. Agriculture, German has brought industry 4.0. Japan has brought a society 5.0. India will give agriculture 4.0 to the whole world. I would like to hear from you final words, and then I will close the webinar and we'll leave the studio. Mr. Rahul Singh, your final
Yes, sir.
word.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Final word is just to close this statement, what you told just now, sir, that India will be supplying to the world. We are currently speaking, I would not name the country, but to an African country, we are speaking to providing them a solution for agriculture-based solution close to 550 drones and UAVs. So our technology is going outside. India is on the map. Agriculture 4.0 is the solution which we are providing to handle 90% of field from crops, from protecting management, understanding the health, water management, and how to be managed. We are doing this, sir. We are already on the track. And Indian ecosystem is the drone ecosystem is growing at a very fast pace, and we are going to be the leaders of the world in terms of manufacturing and coming up with new technologies in the drone ecosystem. Not just agriculture, but many more applications. But 4.0, you can take it from me, sir, that India is already far ahead in working in terms of agriculture 4.0. There are very many startups who are working very enthusiastically with the farmers at the ground level. And we are here developing the hardware so that they can utilize it. So 4.0 is already India is going to give it. It's just that when our Prime Minister is going to announce that India has come up with the solution. It's just a matter of time. I would say just a matter of 1 year, a few months.
Very happy to know that. That's for the last 35 years I'm on the ground working for this discipline, how to have the digitalized Indian agriculture systems, and many schemes, many approaches. Now after retirement, I didn't go to the industry. I thought that I should work with university to have an agricultural informatics discipline to train our rural youths. And I'm very happy to have this webinar series, which is growing day by day, and it's very important. And this has given a hope that people used to say that even farmer does not want to put their son and daughter to get into agriculture farming, but agriculture is an important use case for computer science discipline, and it is an unstructured problem. And today, that you've seen it, that how that the drone technology application is solving lot of unstructured problems associated with agriculture. And it is paving the way for creating agri-tech startup solutions at the grassroots level, spatial and non-spatial solutions. It's very important, and we wanted to work together. Let us work together, and also please connect with us with this center. All the startups who are working in agriculture 4.0. Let us march together as an army. Let us work together, because India is a very big country.
Yes, sir.
6.25 lakhs villages, 2.25 lakh gram panchayat, 753 districts,
Yes, yes,
and 28 states, and 6 union territories, and one national capital region, territory, and very important work, and more than 1.3 billion people. A lot of internet penetration, smartphones. Then what else we don't have it? The information has to be made as an asset, digital asset. And this is where this is a coordinated exercise. Let us work for a PG diploma in drone technology application based on your achievement. Let us make it. With this, I would like to thank you and your team. Yesterday you are in Leh. Today morning you flew to Delhi, and you are up. You delivered a talk for more than
yes.
that the session is for 2 hours. And I also thank Dr. Sumit Parikh, who has introduced you to me. And thank you very much. And he is also closely associated with the university, and he's going to run a postgraduate diploma on an e-commerce program. And he is also going to set up an incubator program, the incubator center in this university, to promote e-commerce in agriculture and so on and so forth. So with this, thank you very much, and we will leave the studio. And I thank our honorable chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and His Excellency, the Secretary General Ordo, for helping us, motivating us to have this international webinar series every week. Thanks for your participation, and greeting from Shobhit University. And for more research inquiries, please contact Professor Moni Madaswamy, Professor Emeritus and Chairman, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Application, Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, and former Director General, National Informatics Center, Government of India, New Delhi. My email ID is moni@shobhituniversity.ac.in. Thank you very much. We will close the webinar and leave studio. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.